Jeremy Huber here with Hoyas defensive coordinator Kevin Doherty. Kevin, defense again was a strong point for the squad in 2018, and one thing after my heart, a lot of turnovers, a lot of big plays by that defense. But again, always room to improve. What were you guys looking to improve coming in with this recruiting class?
The biggest thing we needed to improve was getting some depth and talent in the secondary, because we were losing Blaze Brown, Jethro Francois, Ramon Lyon. So felt we really needed to infuse some talent into those positions. So we did. We addressed that with the recruiting class, I felt. And then on the defensive line, which has been getting better and better basically the last few years, we wanted to get bigger. We never want to sacrifice toughness or speed, but we really felt like we needed to get bigger. When we kind of compare ourselves to Colgate right now, their lines are bigger than our lines, and we're doing okay, but that was something we wanted to address. And then in the middle, we felt like we just needed to get some depth to develop some talent, because we felt like we have a really good group of linebackers coming back.
Both Rob and Alex Cole did say that was the thing about the lines, trying to get both sides of the ball bigger. Again, as a defensive coordinator, having some more size and a little more aggressiveness up front, what does that do for your unit when you can put some of those big hosses up front?
Yeah, I mean, in theory, if you have a guy that can dominate two gaps as opposed to one gap, it gives you a lot of flexibility. That's not an easy thing to do. You don't always get that luxury, but obviously with size you have a better chance of that to do those things. And then with the way the game's going today, some teams are going to be big, some guys are going to be playing with speed. So now we need to have that flexibility too as a defense.
And you speak of that flexibility, and I thought that was another strength of this team last year, where you have some guys who can move all over. Francois could play all over the place. You had all these guys who could play different spots.
Right.
Is that something that you kind of look for when you guys are recruiting, to say, hey, maybe we can get a guy who can play a couple different spots. This can really make our defense better?
Yeah, I think, in my vision of creating a defense, you got to recruit a lot of corners, and those corners, if they're not the guy, can go in and become a safety, and the safety can become a outside backer, and outside backer can become an inside. You just work your way down to the point where even if you make a mistake with an interior defensive lineman, you probably have the chance to make him an offensive lineman. So I think your talent base starts on defense, and as long as you infuse it. And then the positional flexibility, because we kind of target that in recruiting, that'll be our number one goal again going into this spring, probably, besides developing a sound foundation with fundamentals, is can you learn two positions? Can you be an every down player? Because every situation requires different skill sets, and if we can make a corner a nickel and
Sure.
those type of things, I think it makes us a better team. Make a D and a D tackle on the third down.
Yeah, that worked pretty well for you guys
right.
this year. One last one for you. What is the next step for this defense? We talked to Rob about what's the next step for the team. What's the next step for this defense?
Yeah, I think last year we developed. We played a lot better.
Sure.
Obviously the turnover, you can't always get those turnovers like we got them. Now we have to eliminate some big plays. If you looked at us statistically, we finished actually third in the country when you add up all the categories, the averages. So we were right there. It was Colgate, North Dakota State, and then it was us.
Yep.
Good company, but we have to keep getting better.
Yep.
And in order to do that, and for me, and I tell our guys every week, is we've got to reduce the number of big plays that we give up. If we took our top 10 plays, the worst 10 plays we defended this year, which is better than most,
Yep.
but you're talking about 10 plays that average about 40 yards a play. That's a lot of yards. You attack that, you change those numbers. Now you are number one defense in the country. So we're going to focus on those things that have gotten us here, and hopefully get a little bit better.
We've loved seeing the improvement. We'd love to see some more of it. And again, should be a fun 2019 for that Hoya defense. Kevin, thank you very much.
My pleasure.